Welcome to Life on Purpose, where we talk all things health, wellness, and living your life on your terms. I'm your host, Brandy Eilert. I'm a holistic health and wellness coach and creator of Brandy Eilert Wellness, where I help women with adrenal fatigue and chronic stress live a more holistic, purpose-filled life. You can find my content and services at wellness360coach.com/Brandy-Eilert. You can also find me at Brandy Eilert Holistic Wellness Coach on Facebook or Brandy Eilert Wellness Coach on Instagram. Now get ready to learn how to really live life on purpose. Welcome to this very special Q&A episode where I answer all of your burning questions. A few weeks ago, I asked you guys to send me your questions and everything that you wanted to know about me, about my personal life, about my health journey, about questions you'd had. And then I also let you guys know that I'll have a co-host today, a person who knows me probably the best, other than my mom, of course. So it was kind of perfect to have him here. But my darling husband, handsome husband, Josh,
Keep going.
who's going to ask the questions, and then I also had some that was posed to him as well, just about how, I don't know, we live our life. So I wanted to give you guys the opportunity to get to know me, to get to know us, and so I can answer anything that you would possibly want to know. So without further ado, Josh.
Well, thank you for having me. It's a little nerve-wracking being on the set here with my darling bride, and I hope I don't let you down.
Usually you're on the back end doing all my editing and making my ums disappear.
Well, that's a full-time job.
Making me sound good.
So I am the producer, right?
Yeah, I guess I can give you the producer credit.
I'll take that.
Sure.
I'll take it.
Sure. Okay.
I take other forms of payment too.
We can talk about that later.
All right. So what do you want me to do? You want me to start shooting you the questions?
Yeah, shoot. You guys sent me questions privately and then also posted some on the Facebook page and the Instagram page, and I kept note of those. And so hopefully I didn't miss anything, but if I did, send it in and maybe we'll do a Q&A part 2.
Well, this is pretty good. The first question, and I've seen your journey. I've watched it firsthand, and honestly, from outside looking in or inside looking in, I guess, it's been pretty incredible to watch Brandy and her transformation and all the research she has done to change her life, change her lifestyle. I've come along, I'd say somewhat, and my decisions I make with her, it kind of rubs off because, I'm in the same household, but it's really, it's an honor to be your husband, and honestly, it's pretty incredible what you've done to change your lifestyle.
Oh, thanks. Can I ask you to keep it coming?
Yeah, that's all I got, though. I might have something later. All right, first question.
Okay.
This has probably changed over the years, but you kind of probably perfected it. But the question is, what is your daily food and supplement routine? And I'll throw something else out there at you. How has it changed since this journey began?
Okay, well, let me start from the beginning and tell you what my health journey is and was and how it started. It's been about 4 years. So it was 2016 when I got really sick. And nobody saw it more than you did because I hid it really well. But I had all these mystery symptoms during a pregnancy that we ultimately ended up losing, but nobody could tell me what was wrong with me. I would go to my doctor multiple times and I would be told that I was depressed, or I had anxiety, or one time I was told I was manifesting my symptoms because I was getting myself so worked up, which is crazy for anybody who knows me because I had never been to the doctor on a regular basis before that, other than for my pregnancies. And so it was this, I felt helpless and I felt hopeless that I wasn't being heard, I wasn't being listened to, and I was being made to feel crazy, quite honestly. And that kind of led me out of pure desperation into the natural health world. And so I saw a functional medicine practitioner who spent about a good hour with me, talking to me, getting my entire history. I ultimately found out through her blood work, other testing that she did very thoroughly, that I have not one but two autoimmune thyroid diseases. And then I also, on top of that, have adrenal dysfunction. So all of the symptoms I was having, hair loss, joint pain, what felt like panic attacks because my heart would be beating out of my chest, were all autoimmunity and all adrenal dysfunction. And so from there, my plan through functional medicine, functional nutrition, all had to do with lifestyle changes. I luckily did not have to take any kind of harsh medications, but change my diet, change my lifestyle, control my stress. And that was pretty much it. I mean, I guess it sounds easy when you say it like that, but changing your habits, especially when it comes to like eating habits, or
you made it look easy. Let me tell you that. You made it look easy from the outside, because there's something I could never do. I mean, I made some changes in my life, like I said earlier, with my eating habits, just because I'm around you every day.
Yeah.
But from outside looking in, or inside looking in, like I said earlier, it's an everyday thing. It's you're not going to get the results a week later. You might get the results 6 months later, a year later.
Right.
So, like in the society we live in, everybody wants the quick fix. They want a doctor in 30 minutes to tell them, okay, this is what you can take, and it's going to fix you. And
right.
I think from watching you go through it, it opened my eyes that you've got to be dedicated to changing your life.
Correct, because my illness didn't take 30 minutes. I didn't take 30 minutes to get sick. It was a lifetime of habits to get me to where I was. I mean, obviously there's genetic components, environmental components, whatnot, but it takes a long time, and it takes a lot of dedication to get well again. I'll say that. So the changes that I made, the very first change was with my practitioner to go gluten-free. And I know that sounds like a complete fad, and I probably thought it too. And quite honestly, when I came to you and I said, listen, I've seen this natural health practitioner, and this is what I have, and this is what they're saying I need to do, I'm pretty sure you stifled an eye roll at some point.
Yeah.
I mean,
if you haven't seen it in action, if you haven't seen a lifestyle change, I mean, I was skeptical, and especially when you start looking at I mean, it costs money to go gluten-free, to eat a healthier lifestyle.
Sure.
So immediately I saw the cost.
Well, when you go that natural health route, it's not covered by insurance. So even seeing a naturopath, a functional medicine practitioner, any of those, it's going to be costly. However, it gets you well to where you don't have to see a doctor anymore. It's not a Band-Aid like a pill would be. They really spend the time to work with you to figure out what the root cause of your issue is, help you get back, and then you're responsible for your health after that. And it's really empowering. But anyway, so back to going gluten-free. I didn't understand why. Okay, I can go gluten-free, sure. What does that mean? Why do I have to go gluten-free? What is that going to do for autoimmune disease? So I did. I'm the type of person who I really need to understand things. I like to understand things. I like information. I want to know why I'm doing things. And so I really kind of dove into the whys of this. And I found in a lot of my reading and a lot of my research that In particular, there was one Italian research study, that it found that in 71% of the people who strictly followed a gluten-free diet for 1 year, there was a normalization of subclinical hypothyroidism. So that means that for people who had the autoimmune component, or just hypothyroid, but most people who are hypothyroid also have Hashimoto's, but their levels normaled out, like normal. No medicine anymore, no artificial hormones anymore, normal, just going on a gluten-free diet. And the theory behind it is gut permeability, which is a factor in autoimmunity, that gluten, this protein, is basically making your gut lining permeable. So then you're reacting. So anytime that you introduce that protein into your system and it gets through that gut lining, then you're reacting and you're causing more inflammation and you're causing a bigger problem. So I went gluten-free, and when I saw this practitioner and I was told to go, or asked to go gluten-free, I was at my worst. I mean, I felt like I was 33 at the time, and I remember thinking that I cannot live the rest of my life feeling like this. Like, that's how bad it was. And it was within probably 2 weeks that the majority of those really awful symptoms, the joint pain, the heart palpitations, the feeling anxious, gosh, I can't even remember all of the symptoms. There were so many of them, but they had dissipated so much that I felt decent again, and it was kind of crazy. And I remember, talking to you like, this is nuts.
Yeah, I was skeptical, but I can't feel what you're feeling, and as I'm sitting here listening to you talk about it, and one of the things that intrigued me the most is when you did your food sensitivity training or testing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you did a test that spilled out all the foods that you're sensitive to, and that got my mind going. And honestly, you did one on me as well, and it's kind of eye opening.
Yeah. So after that, and seeing how big of a change that made, just taking that one food out, and how food can be seen as medicine, whether it's food you remove or food you add, I wanted to know what my particular sensitivities were. So I did some food sensitivity testing, and that led to the next thing that I do daily, or it's part of my lifestyle now, is I don't consume dairy. So my food sensitivity testing revealed that I have a high sensitivity to casein, which is a protein in dairy. So no cheese, no milk, no nothing. Like, I look at all labels. I will consume nothing that has a milk product in it. And that further strengthened how I felt, like my body felt. So that one was huge. But I didn't do that right away. That came later.
It also showed some of your superfoods, correct? I mean, some of the things that really, specific to you, really helps you, empower you.
Yeah, so I very much look at my health and health in general as very individualized. So all the testing that I've had done on myself, food sensitivity testing, gut health testing, heavy metal testing, genetic testing, I wanted to know my body in and out. I wanted to know my deficiencies. I wanted to know the things that were specific to me that I could add and also remove to allow, like, my gut to be in the best health it could be, to overall support me, like, specifically. So when people ask me, what should I do to feel better? It's a question I can't answer. It's a question only you can answer. And that's what I do as a wellness coach a lot of the times. If people know this is what I've been told I need to do, but making these changes is really freaking hard, because it is. that's where I come in. That's where I am
Nothing
supportive.
what I've seen is a one size fits all. I mean, my sensitivities were different than your sensitivities.
Sure.
My superfoods were different than your superfoods.
Correct.
Everybody's different. Let's move on to the next question, which you can...
Well, I'm not even done with. I'm not even done with the first one. If you want me to finish that one.
I'm all yours.
But so okay, no gluten, no dairy. I severely limit my caffeine intake because of my adrenal dysfunction. I give my body time to rest and digest. So any kind of stimulation or stimulant like that, I really limit.
I certainly struggle with that one. Caffeine is a must for me, but let me. Sorry to interrupt.
No, it's fine.
And I'll probably hear about it later, but I took out caffeine and alcohol and did an all water April. Mm-hmm. Was it hard for me? Absolutely. I mean, first 4 or 5 days, especially the caffeine, was kind of excruciating not having it. But by the end of the first week, and week 2, week 3, I felt better than I've felt in years.
You looked different.
But guess what I did as soon as the month was over? I mean, it's more of a challenge to me, but as soon as the month was over, there it was.
You drank a Busch latte and some caffeine.
A Busch latte and had about 2 monsters that day, and went about my business, which I don't see why I don't try to continue that or certainly limit those things. And I have a sleep study. I do the Oura Ring, that, and I can see it, how much alcohol, specifically alcohol, whether it's just one, affects my sleep. Mm-hmm. Caffeine, not as much before noon, but alcohol can kill your sleep. I mean, it just
your scores with the Oura Ring and the alcohol are really interesting.
So you've taken out dairy, you've taken out gluten.
Yes.
You've taken out caffeine.
Well, I limit it.
You don't drink alcohol.
No. So I mean every once in a while. So I removed alcohol early on. I mean, every once in a while, like once in a blue moon, I'll have 1 or 2 glasses of wine. But I mean, that's pretty much the limit. I have reactions if I have too much more, which is really interesting too. Because I do still have flare-ups, even though I'm feeling really good and I have for a long time. I do still have flare-ups, and alcohol is one of those things that really will usually flare up for me. So on top of those things, I also since I'm taking things out, I've also added food. So I've added supportive foods and herbs and vitamins and minerals specific to me to support my body and replenish my known deficiencies. And some of those things are, every day I drink ginger water daily throughout the day. Sometimes I'll add lemon, sometimes I won't. But
you
ginger.
Just told me today how good that lemon.
I know you. You still didn't. You still didn't try it. But so ginger has anti-inflammatory properties. Lemon has cleansing properties. So it's just kind of a supportive thing that I'll add throughout the day. And then every morning I drink an herbal tea that has adaptogens in it. So for my adrenal health and for calming. So it's very supportive, kind of boosting for like daily stressors and things like that. Vitamin B complex for adrenal support daily. I take a selenium supplement. Selenium deficiencies have been widely recognized as one of those environmental triggers for autoimmune thyroid disease. And again, I want to remind anybody listening that I am not a healthcare provider. These are things specific to me. These are things that I've worked with my functional practitioner with. And yeah, consult a practitioner, guys, okay? But that one was a huge one for me because it's also known to, in many people, in a large percentage of Hashimoto's and autoimmune thyroid patients, to reduce their antibodies. So antibodies are, the little guys that are attacking whatever organ your autoimmune disease is after, which thyroid for me. So that one was a big one. What else do I take? Vitamin D. So high dose vitamin D, vitamin C for immune support and adrenal function. And then I take magnesium citrate at night for nervous system problems. It helps sleep and calm the nervous system. But magnesium deficiency is one of those interesting ones too, because it's very common in the general population. And I was no different. It affects as many as 70% of people, which is craziness. But
what do you take for memory? Do you take anything for memory? I have the worst memory.
I mean,
you know that.
Nothing specifically.
And you remember everything I've ever said.
I'm a woman.
I'm telling you, if I said one thing wrong back in 2005,
even before that,
quoted.
Probably before
and
that.
It comes up every once in a while, and I hear about it. I don't remember anything bad you said. I need something.
When have I ever said
supplement
anything bad? I've never said anything bad. You're being very quiet. We should do this on video next time so people can see your face. And the fact that you're shirtless with sunglasses on.
Well, I gotta go get my vitamin D as soon as it's over.
I know.
Sun's out.
Yeah, right. Let's see, what else? Turmeric, periodically, also an anti-inflammatory. And a huge one, huge, is I introduce meditation. And because what I was told from the get-go is managing your stress is like probably one of the most important things in having autoimmunity. So how does one manage stress with, at the time I had 2 kids, but now 3, a husband, you, who's gone a lot, 2 jobs, a podcast, right? So
this is why everything falls apart when I'm on the road. I think all of us coaches know, as soon as we go on the road, the first night, we're all going to hear it from our wives about how difficult it was that night.
It's not always, but yes, if anybody's going to...
It's going to unravel.
If anybody's anybody's kids are going to puke or have an emergency, or there's going to be a snowstorm where all travel is stalled, or any number of things, it's going to happen when you're on a road trip. And for those that don't know, and maybe I mentioned this at the beginning, Josh works in college men's basketball and has since 2005?
Correct.
Yeah, so our entire married life, and even before, no, I guess our entire married life, he's been in college athletics. So, yeah, he's gone a lot, and yeah, crises happen when you're not around.
That's correct.
Yeah, so managing stress was huge for me. So I included mindfulness and meditation. And I cannot tell you, I know it sounds really crazy and really simple, but it was huge. And just getting you into the present moment and taking the stress away and just being present here and now. Even if it's for like a short amount of time, 30 minutes a day, it gets you in the mindset of peacefulness and calm, and yeah, it was transformative. And I'm a huge...
I think meditation I would say over the last couple of years, I'm 39 years old. I start to realize how much more important it is every day. Mm-hmm. A couple of examples I do, we got a sauna in the basketball practice facility, and even if it's 20 minutes a day, just sitting in silence, and it's a good sweat and all, but more than anything, it's almost like a meditation for me. So
right.
You sit in silence and kind of collect your own thoughts, and the other thing, over at the Neuroscience Center, you talked to Jason Stone the one time.
Yeah.
They have what's called sensory deprivation, the float tanks, which is an hour of just sitting with no sensory whatsoever. I mean, you can't hear anything.
Right, because it's dark, it's quiet.
You're floating in a natural position, and
yeah.
You can't see anything, you can't hear anything, and just to take all those sensory, just take it all out and just let your mind relax, let your body relax. I mean, there's something to be said about how healthy that can be for you on a daily basis.
Right, and I feel like that's something that you've been missing. And then Wim Hof, before all the COVID and all of that, I mean, so what were some of the things? So you did the sensory deprivation, you have the Aura Ring, and then you did Wim Hof.
bath.
Ice bath,
Wim Hof, I mean, you can Google him, but he's a guy that uses ice water and
breathing techniques,
and says he can control his immune system with it, and there's science that
so
backs him.
anti-inflammatory.
But if you can look at all the positive things that ice water does for you, and at first it's really hard, and obviously it's hard if you don't have a setup to where you can just go jump in an ice
comfortable.
bath. But the practice facility, our players, we have it available. A lot of them don't like it, but I learned to really, really enjoy it. And
you loved it, which is really funny because
15 minutes in an ice bath, it'll wake you up like no other, and you feel like so alive when you get out of there.
Well, it's funny because there's so many things that I've done that, changed my lifestyle, that I've added that are really great for me. And there's some things that I just can't do, and that would be one of them. I mean, I would try it probably. I don't know if I could make it a habit like you did.
Well, I was doing the breathing too and trying to follow some of the Wim Hof techniques. So I would go under and try to submerge my whole body.
Yeah,
I started with going under for 10 seconds. That was the most I could do.
Yeah.
And there at the end, before they drained the pool for COVID-19, I did as much as a minute 35 under water and ice water, and it's just invigorating.
So what did you? What were you feeling? Like, what were some of the things that you got out of it? Did you feel like?
I think more alertness, and I mean, when you came out of it, it's like a jolt of energy.
Yeah. And
it's almost like a natural caffeine, if you will.
So would you stop drinking Monsters if you started Wim Hofing again?
I mean, I would. I mean, if
okay, well, that's my challenge to you.
Go right back at it.
So I don't have to yell at you anymore. That'd be great.
That would be great. You ready for the next question?
Sure.
Probably you kind of answered this, but let you expand upon it. How has living with autoimmunity changed you? And along the same lines, and I kind of want to hear this, what is the most difficult part of those changes that you've made?
Okay. How's it changed me? Quite honestly, like at a very fundamental level, as crappy as it was in the beginning and how awful I felt and how confusing it was and how frustrated I was that I couldn't get answers for the longest time, I feel more in control of my health and my well-being and my body and my mind than I ever have. So it forced me to really pay attention to myself. It forced me to listen to my body. It forced me to listen to like the signals that my body and my mind and were telling me. And in discovering like what I react to, what I don't react to, anytime something comes up, if I have a flare up or anything like that, I know what to do to get me well again, if that makes sense. And so in going back to what we talked about before, yes, natural health is expensive, but I don't have to go see them anymore. And ask any natural health doctor, they will, or practitioner, not all of them are MDs, and they'll tell you, we want to get you well so that we don't have to see you anymore. And that's really empowering. It's empowering for me, and it's empowering for like our family, really.
And I've kind of turned the corner on that in terms of return on investment. I'm a numbers guy. So I've come to the conclusion in a lot of ways, what's more important to spend your money on than your health?
Right.
I mean, let's be honest. How many things are we buying on a daily basis that, whether it costs us money even further down the road? I mean,
that don't serve us.
No, you get a great return on investment if you're spending money on your health. I mean, that's something. Our health is our single greatest asset. So
Correct.
If we're spending money on it today, whether it be with natural foods that are way more expensive than the crap that you could a Pop-Tart or boxed whatever it may be.
Yeah.
I mean, natural foods, fruits, vegetables. I mean, feeding our body and our health. What's more important in terms of return on investment long term?
Right. And it's funny you say that, because it's even rubbed off on our kids. Because you remember when Emery got her concussion? So our daughter got a concussion wrestling with her brother downstairs, and we did some fish oil, And she was talking to a physician about her symptoms and answering all these questions. And he asked her, he said, okay, well, what are you taking on a daily basis? And she said, what she say, fish oil and elderberry. So if that answers any, so it's also turned me into what you call me, a crunchy hippie sometimes.
I don't call you anything.
Yes, you do. You've called me a hippie before.
No, there I won't.
But I guess to expand on that, it's also made me a huge proponent of preventative health rather than reactive health. I would really, really like to prevent illness instead of react to it. Because that sucks. It does. I mean, I got really sick and I have to live with that daily now. It's not something that goes away from me. It's something I manage.
And that's a huge society problem. Everybody's looking through the rear view mirror of sorts in terms of their health instead of looking through the windshield. I mean, why are we looking back? Let's look forward. Let's make the changes so we're progressive about it instead of turn around. It's too late, and you got 2 medications, and they're fighting against each other.
And those have side effects, and then you add another medication for that side effect. I could go on about it. I mean, I guess, and we've talked about this quite a lot during this whole COVID crisis. The thing that makes me the most angry, especially in watching the news media, is that we are not talking about what we can do to be as healthy as possible for if and when we get sick. Yes, it sucks, and I'm probably going to get a lot of shit for saying this, but even with 2 autoimmune diseases, I am in that age bracket where I'm 37 years old. I'm not in that susceptible age group. And I feel like I'm in the best health that I've ever been in, if that makes sense. So why are we not talking about what we can do to be as healthy as possible for when these things happen? And it makes me furious. It makes me crazy. And again, I don't know if I want to expand on that anymore because I might lose some listeners, but there it is. There it is, folks. But then it also this whole thing made me discover that I have options when it comes to my health. There are so many different health practices out there. It's crazy. And I use a combination. So I still see my primary care physician, and she's very open-minded. I don't see her often, but when I do, she's very on board for the changes that I've made dietarily and lifestyle-wise and whatnot. I also use a functional nutrition practitioner. I've spoken to, I haven't used her. We've spoken. We had a really nice long conversation with an herbalist because I do use like adaptogenic herbs. Gosh, what else? Massage.
I'm not very good at that. I got arthritis in my fingers.
You swear. You swear you have arthritis. You just don't want to give me a back rub.
I do.
But I've spoken to an intuitive and actually had her on the podcast. That was really enlightening. And it's not something that everybody is going to use, but you can find your team. You can find the people who serve you and your health and your well-being the best. There's not just one way to health. And that's one of the biggest things that I've probably learned. As far as the most difficult is probably convenience. It's not convenient to live, eat,
Oh, we found that out. Just go on a road trip and try to find something to eat. And I mean, this society is built around
convenience.
And
yeah,
we found that out trying to go down the road 14 hours or whatever it may be, and you're hungry, but try finding a place where we can just get natural food quick.
I learned to pack. Yeah, I learned to pack lots of snacks that are suitable to me. But yeah, convenience, it's not very convenient to be me sometimes, that's for sure.
Let me ask you this.
Okay.
So you say convenience, and I totally agree that's difficult. I thought you'd say the societal pressures, all the things you said no to over the years.
Gosh.
Because I know that was difficult. I mean, in this day and age, and I think COVID-19 and the whole pandemic has kind of given everybody a different lease on life in a lot of ways. We spent a lot of time at home. We didn't have all these events, event after event after event, where we're running ragged from 6:30 in the morning till 9 at night, and then crashing. And so we had all this time to kind of sit, relax, not go to all these events, and kind of deregulate in that regard. Yeah. But before that, you were saying no to so many things just because it didn't add value. You started asking yourself, did this add value to my life?
Right. That was one of the big things early on when I had to manage stress, is I had to really evaluate what was serving me and what wasn't. And you might think that was difficult, but it really wasn't. I didn't have any problem saying no. I kind of liked it. It was empowering.
I know. Equipment manager has said, no is the easiest word to say in the English language. No.
Do you want to mention who it was? Which one was it?
Bubba.
Was it Bubba? Okay.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. No, it was easy. It was probably, I maybe enjoyed it a little too much, and maybe still do. I kind of like it. You should try it sometime.
Deregulate your life. Cut out the stress. I mean, let's just be honest. How many of these things were you doing on a daily basis that don't add anything? I mean, start asking yourself, does this add anything to my life?
Yeah, no, you're right.
All right, next question. Okay. What are the best ways to lose weight and feel better with hypothyroidism? Okay, so the very first thing that I would do, so the person that asked this question, I would find a good functional medicine practitioner, functional nutritionist, and you're going to spend a lot of time figuring out your specific needs, your specific deficiencies, what you need to remove, what you need to add, because it's going to be specific to you. So not every formula is going to fit every hypo patient, every hyper patient, every autoimmune thyroid patient, every adrenal fatigue patient. There are some things that are very common amongst all of them, and the gluten, I think, is the number one if I were to say what worked for me immediately. And again, weight was never an issue for me as far as too much weight. I actually at a point was underweight, but I didn't realize it was because of the Graves' disease at the time. But I'm at my normal weight now. So yeah, I would find a good practitioner. Again, I am not a practitioner. I am a wellness coach, and I can help you make those changes, but I cannot tell you what changes you should make. That is something that you and your practitioner should work to figure out. But that would be the route that I would go, is I would find a good practitioner immediately. And when you talk about wellness coaching, I mean, it's hard to go at so many things alone. It's kind of like, for me, like lifting weights. I mean, I have a hard time on my own program, motivating myself every day to get in the weight room, do whatever I do. But if I have a partner that when I'm down, starts, get your ass in the gym, let's go, aka Andy Kettler.
I was just going to say, you want to name names here?
Well, I mean, I was in the best shape of my life. I mean, he wore me out, like, get down there. And then I wore him out to some extent, we challenged each other every day. And that's kind of what coaching in terms of wellness coaching is all about. It's having someone there with you to drag you along, to help you, that's been through it and understand some of the challenges and can help you.
That's why I wanted to become certified, because I wanted to be the person that I needed when I was struggling. I have the type of personality, though, that when I commit to something, I commit. So it wasn't as hard as it could have been, but it definitely wasn't easy at times. That first year was really difficult. And if I hadn't seen the results that I had seen in how I felt, it probably would have been a lot harder. But having somebody there to help you dig away at it and to figure out what your hang-ups are and figure out why you're having a hard time making these changes, reframing how you think about your health and your well-being.
I'll be honest, I wasn't a very good coach. I mean, I was eating cheese pizzas and
no.
Pounding caffeine right beside you. So
my
apologies. Forgive me. All right, that's next question. What do you know about ear ringing? I have many sleepless nights due to the ear ringing, and I was told by my doctor that it's due to chemo, and there's nothing I can do about it.
I know nothing about ear ringing. But what I would say is if it were me and I were having issues with ear ringing and your doctor said they can't do anything about it, I would explore acupuncture. I would explore Bowen therapy, Bowen, and I would explore herbalism. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay.
Those are I mean, that would be what I would look into. Again, I don't know anything about ear ringing, but
I don't have
my
time.
limited knowledge.
You tell me all the time. Maybe I'm just not.
I think it's
listener.
yeah. I was gonna say. I think that's selective.
I have a problem with it. If I get too many noises in the room, I lose my mind. I can handle 2 at a time.
Oh, it drives me
But
crazy.
the TV's going, Brandy's trying to talk to me, and the dog's barking. The third one puts me over the edge.
Yeah, it drives me crazy.
I can handle 2, can't handle 3.
You would never be able to handle being a mom. I can tune stuff out like nobody's business.
I know. All right, what has surprised you the most about being a wife, a mom, a photographer, and a wellness coach, and a podcaster? Let me throw out.
Oh my God, what has surprised me the most?
Yeah, what has surprised you the most, and along the same lines, which of those roles do you enjoy the most?
Oh dear, what has surprised me the most is that I am all of those things.
It's becoming easier to be my wife every day.
Be your wife?
You're my wife.
Oh.
It's got to be easier each day.
Oh yeah, I
'Cause I
guess.
set the bar really low.
Early. You said it low
like
early.
a fine wine. I set the bar early.
You
Go ahead,
are. No, that's a tough one. What has surprised me? Yeah, that I am all of those things, I guess, that I keep adding things. See, I've never been a person who at a young age said, I want to be this and became that. I have many different interests and I don't really define myself as one thing. If I'm passionate about something and I love something, I do it. I don't know. So, I mean, I guess juggling all of that surprises me. I don't know. I love every single one of my titles.
Next question.
Okay. Oh, was I supposed to say what's...
Oh, what was the second one? Which do you enjoy the most?
Oh, gosh. Oh, my
Being a
gosh.
mom, come on. Watching
Really?
those kids grow up.
Listen, I enjoy being a mom, but it is the hardest one of all of those.
Most rewarding.
Most rewarding. That was not the question, though. No, the most important one of all of those is being a mom. But there are some really, really, really hard things about being a parent. Especially today's, in today's day and age. I can't answer that question. Each one of them is so incredibly different. Being a photographer, I absolutely love the relationships that I have with my families. I watch other people's kids grow up, which is really cool. I've seen them birth on sometimes. Wellness coaching, that is really fulfilling because I get to be the person that I needed when they're struggling and they're desperate.
I mean, you did so much research. I mean, you were your own coach, to be honest with you.
I was insane. I'm insane when it comes to
Every
research.
time I look over, it's like every other night. I hit the bed, I hit the pillow, I'm out. But her light's on, and she's reading another book about health and stuff that there's no way I could get to page 2. And I'd be lost.
Yeah, studies that I would read, books that I would read. I need things to make sense to me. So I like to understand. I like things to make sense. So.
Well, that's why I got you. You understand. All right, who is the house disciplinarian?
Do you want to answer this one?
Well, okay. During the season, it's hard. I'm gone so many nights out of the year, however many that may be. But a lot of times I get home in the evening. It's late. It's 8 o'clock. You've got an hour at most, maybe 30 minutes with a 2-3-year-old Teddy, to spend time with him before you put him to bed. And you only see him, during the rat race of the school age.
You have 2 other ones days, too, the big ones.
well, you see them for 30 minutes, 40 minutes in the morning, and
Yeah.
it's usually everybody's running. So during the season, it is so difficult for me being a disciplinarian.
Well, right, and you've
because
said
a small
that.
amount of time. Now, through the pandemic, COVID-19 deal,
Shared.
I'm here all the time. It's easy. It's easy for me to...
But you mentioned, because we've talked about this, because it would be frustrating for me because I was always the one that had to be bad guy and laying down the hammer and whatever. And you said to me one time, you're like, I cannot come home after being gone on the road for so long and then just start barking at people.
I have before.
I know. And
it doesn't work.
I get that, and it's really upsetting for them.
And you'll tell me what all happened. Whether it be a test that didn't get done or he failed and whatever he did, this
them
or
fighting
she did that and whatever. And it all builds up and you sit there and listen to it when you're gone. And when you come home, you want to bring down the hammer. But I haven't seen the kids in 2 days. You can't just bring down the hammer.
I know.
And
I get it.
It's hard. I mean, when there's more time to be home and more time to, balance the fun with the discipline, it's a lot easier, obviously.
Yeah. No, I get that.
This is actually my question I submitted, this next one.
You submitted it? Or do you want... Here, let me read it.
I submitted this question.
Oh, you submitted to me.
You.
Oh, okay.
Should there really be that many rules to loading a dishwasher?
Yes. That's all I'm going to say. Yes.
That's ridiculous.
No, it's not.
Does it really matter the organization of the dishwasher?
Yes.
I understand plates need to go upright on the bottom. But, I mean, I'm telling you...
Yes, you're
2 out of 3 utensils, dishes I put in there get moved.
You
and then
throw
I
it.
get worn out
No.
putting something in the dishwasher.
No, I don't wear you out. I just fix it. I don't even
I swear the rules change every day.
No, they don't. You just don't listen the first time.
And then putting them away.
Okay. Are you going to let me answer?
Go ahead.
So, yes, there is a proper way to load a dishwasher. Because it's functionality. So it needs to not break dishes the way that you load it. And it's also efficiency. So you need to get the most dishes in there where they're actually going to get washed. Not overloaded, not underloaded. But yeah, so efficiency and functionality. Yeah.
No, toilet paper, there's definitely a right way to put the toilet paper on.
Listen, that's just
But
crazy.
Dishwasher, I mean, does it really matter? Unless you just overload it. I understand if you overload a thing and things don't get cleaned, but I mean, you'll move something an inch and say it was wrong.
Okay, well then, that's not true. You're being dramatic. Then the putting away. So, and this is an analogy that
I
I've
want
used.
You to make a map for wherever.
No, we have lived in this house for 5 years, and you have not figured it out yet. But let's just, and I hate this analogy for the fact that I'm going to call my house my office, but it kind of is because I work here and I live here. But if you're in your office and somebody came in and put things away where they don't belong, and you go to reach for it and it's not there, you would lose your mind. Is that correct?
Well, you're probably going to lose your mind when I say the yard is kind of my office and you've never mowed it, so I don't know if you do it correct or not.
Well, see, I don't want to screw it up, so I just don't even do it. How about that?
Well, that's my new approach to dishes.
Okay. Oh, you've already used that approach.
I know.
I think you screwed it on purpose so you don't have to load it.
That's laundry.
Oh, okay.
If you could visit any historical monument with your children, what would it be?
This question is funny. It's an inside joke question. So almost how many years have we gone to the NCAA tournament since we've been with WVU men's basketball?
I know how many years we haven't.
Okay, how many years have we?
2. They were miserable years.
Okay. Only 2?
Yeah.
Okay. So every year.
Let me rephrase that. 3.
Okay.
Mess might be listening. 3.
No, this is from his wife, so yes, he will be listening.
I doubt it.
Because she'll make him.
Okay. Go ahead.
We usually travel with you, so we get to visit some really interesting cities across the United States for the NCAA tournament. And every year, we get to explore these cities with the other wives on the trip, not you. It's like you and I don't actually see monuments together with our kids on these trips. So April, who submitted this question, and I take our kids, and we have seen so many monuments across these states in the last how many ever years we've been here that it's kind of an inside joke that we went to DC one year, you and I and the kids, and she was jealous that we saw monuments together. You and I saw monuments together. But I can't answer like which ones I would want to see. I don't know how many we have left that we haven't, but I will say probably my favorite that April and the kids and I did together was when we were in New York City. And we did the Ellis Island Statue of Liberty. The kids rode a subway for the first time. They were really little, which was really funny. It was only, 3-4 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And we did Ground Zero. I don't know. We saw a lot of stuff. I mean, we were all over that city together with our kids.
That's a great perk of our business. We travel so much, but let's be honest, we're busy. This is business trip.
Yeah, that's a business trip for you.
Think about it. I've been to 46 states.
Yeah.
And
just for your job.
Mainly.
Well, mainly for your
I would say
majority for your
three-quarters
job.
of those are for my job, and I don't
and
have
I've
the time
seen,
to go see this
yeah.
stuff. I mean, I'm kind of a little bit jealous. It depends on if there's a crowd or not. I'm not a big crowd guy.
Yeah.
I'm not a Disneyland guy.
You're not a New York City guy either.
Really, no. I'm from a town of 1,000 people.
Yeah.
So big crowds, it's not for me.
Yeah, but yeah, so that was my favorite. I don't know about which ones I would want to. My second, if you want to know my second, was Niagara Falls in March because it was right after a snowstorm and the falls were like frozen and it was her.
Miserable.
It was her. It was awesome. It was her and I and the kids. And I think it was on a game day, so we had to get over there and back before the game. But it was cool. It was fun. Okay, so I have some, and we may have touched on these a little bit for you. And actually, I submitted this question because I want to hear what you had to say. How has our miscarriage, my health struggles, watching your closest friend lose their toddler to cancer, and losing your dad to cancer, all in short succession, change your view on health and wellness?
Wow, it's tough.
It was a lot, right? Yeah, right.
Yeah,
all together. It was kind of boom, boom, boom. There was
so many things happened in a 2 or 3 year period that, I mean, at perspective with anything. I mean, health is one thing. You start to be very, very cognizant of your health, especially, when you see your dad die in 5 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that was hard. But perspective, I would say, is the biggest thing that hit me. I mean, you start looking at things different. Okay. I used to get upset way easier. I used to bring my work home a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
I'm better at separating those two lives. I come home, I'm way easier, to sit down, relax, and kind
way
of
more present. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So perspective in a lot of ways has changed. My view on health and long term. I mean, when you're young, I'm not getting any younger. I'm 39 years old, but when you see your dad pass away in 5 weeks, I mean,
and he had just retired. He was young.
Yeah, he was 66 years old, and I'm thinking, wow. And one of the first things I think I got a little bit, I don't know, what's the word, but I went and had a colonoscopy right away.
Yeah.
There's things happening to me, and throwing another one, a great friend of mine, my age went through it.
Yeah.
I was going through chemo with colon cancer.
Mm-hmm.
So I was nervous. I was a little bit of hypochondriac, if you will, for a while, thinking.
I wouldn't go that far. That's traumatic, but yeah, you were more cognizant of your health.
And then I sit there and watch my dad, and I got to be with him for Father's Day, with my brothers and everybody. You were there, the kids, and we got a week together that we hadn't had forever, and we knew it was probably the last time we'd get to spend with him. And a couple of things that really hit home for me when he talked to me was his diet, in terms of how it changed.
Mm-hmm.
Like when he got sick, the cancer started eating him up.
Mm-hmm.
It's like his body was telling him something. He couldn't eat meat. My dad always loved meat. He loved barbecue. He couldn't stomach it. There's certain things he craved. He craved lemons.
That was the craziest thing for me. So when I started doing, diving into all my research and kind of food pharmacology, if you will, using food as medicine. So lemons is one of those detoxifying foods, and that it's really good for liver health. And what was crazy is that, so he had colon cancer, but then he also had liver cancer. And so stage 4. So right there at the end, he said it's the weirdest thing. He said, all I want is lemons. And it was like this light bulb moment. I was like, oh my gosh, that's wild, because your body is telling you. And that's what I meant earlier when I said that you listen to yourself, listen to your body. Your body is telling you what it needs. And his body was telling him that, there was something going on. Obviously, he knew at that time that he had liver cancer and colon cancer, but it was just one of those reaffirming food as medicine moments for me.
Yeah, that hit me pretty hard. I mean, it was crazy to sit there and have him tell me he doesn't want some, barbecued,
He wasn't, partaking in his
he
normal.
Couldn't eat the meat. He couldn't stomach it.
Yeah.
And his body was telling him it wanted something else to heal.
Like fresh.
And,
it was really interesting.
And that's another thing, looking back at the health and decisions we make, he drank pop every day.
Yeah.
I mean, the more I do the research, and you probably could expand upon this, the sugary drinks, the sugar is such, it's one of the biggest causes of cancer.
Well, and sugar is one of those, like one of the biggest inflammatory components.
And I'll never
period.
know why, he got colon cancer, and I understand that
right.
He's an old farmer, and he ain't gonna, he doesn't have in Osborne, Kansas, didn't have the medical facilities that we have here. You could just go, a couple miles down the road and get great treatment. But he didn't go and pursue, his sickness. So he let it fester, and it got out of hand. But
yeah.
I mean, the way he grew up on a farm. He was around the chemicals every day, co-ops, and he thought,
Well, he was very suspicious of the chemicals that he was exposed to. He even said that. So even 66-year-old small town guy from Kansas was suspicious of environmental factors when it comes to many of these illnesses, which was really interesting too.
And a guy that applied these to crops, growing up and working at a co-op around chemicals, around Roundup, around all these weed killers that were throwing our foods. And that's some of the last conversations we had, and he was like, it's these chemicals and the way we're treating our food are killing us.
And that's a whole other podcast. I would love to do one on just that, like regenerative ag and the stuff that we put on our foods. And he was obviously very aware.
But watching my best friend, go through losing a son, losing my father to cancer, all these things, losing a baby, it opened my eyes. I mean, my perspective on life changed in so many ways. My perspective on my health and my decisions. Have I cleaned up my health 100% like you have? No. But I'm cognizant every day of what I'm putting in my body, whether it's the right thing to put in there or the wrong thing. That's half the battle. Understanding whether, just because you have a cheat day or whatever, doesn't mean overall, you're, as long as you're choosing to make a bad decision here, cognizance and then being mindful, that's half the battle. Awareness
and I think it's really difficult. I don't even know how I want to articulate this, but it's very isolating sometimes to live that way and to not be so carefree with the things you put on yourself, in yourself. And not everybody's as open to it as I would like. Maybe. I don't know if that makes sense. So I don't really talk about it unless asked about it, if that makes sense.
And let's be honest, every time we're around other people, you don't want to put it in anybody's face that you're gluten-free or anything else. You don't want anybody to
I don't bring attention to it at all, honestly. But if anybody asks me, I have obviously no problems talking about it, and I've shared this part of my life, and I've created a business around it, quite frankly, and helping other people who are like me, but it's not something that I push on people who don't want to hear it, if that makes sense. Never would I do that, ever. I'm actually quite private about it. But and I think so. Your last question, I think you've answered this one already. What changes have you made, and how do you stay healthy on the road? Because traveling, we talked about this a little bit. Traveling and living healthy is hard.
Well, I mean, we're constantly feeding our athletes, so the players get fed, the coaches get fed. Not always is it great food. I mean, when we're doing pregame meal or meals at the hotel, it's very, very good food. But there's times where you can order off the menu and get a cheeseburger or whatever. But the meals just keep coming and coming and coming.
So there's multiple.
So I've kind of learned, I mean, just because there's a meal coming doesn't mean you have to eat it.
Mm-hmm.
So, but other than that, I mean, with the travel and being on the road, the sleep is the hardest thing.
Yeah, that's
trying
a big
to regulate
one.
your sleep, because there's so many health benefits of having a regular sleep routine. And when you're getting back in 5 o'clock in the morning from Lubbock and you get 2 hours before your kids wake up, that's very hard. But what I've been able to do is that Oura Ring, which I talked about earlier.
Yeah.
I track my sleep, so I'm cognizant of my sleep patterns. I know what affects it. I've tracked in a spreadsheet since November what I'm doing each day.
Really nerdy, by the way.
Oh, I understand that. But what's more healthy than a great night's sleep? I mean, people don't realize that.
No, I agree, and that was one of the biggest things in one of my prior podcasts with Jason Stone from the Neuroscience Center that we discussed, is how important sleep is.
And that's who got me on it and who provided a ring, and it's for me, and I've done it. I think I've missed a couple of nights since November.
Oh yeah, you know all your factors. You know how alcohol affects it. You know how caffeine affects it. You know how travel affects it. It's like all these.
So I track
all these nerdy spreadsheets.
Whether I was in my own bed, whether it was a routine night, whether I lifted weights, what I got for caffeine. So all these things I track, and everything has a positive or negative effect on your sleep. And I don't know how long I'll do it with the ring, because the information's kind of redundant, but I understand how important it is in terms of, we talk about with our guys all the time, how important it is for recovery.
Yeah.
And not only that, readiness. I mean, if you got a big day, it's not only the night before the sleep, it's 2 nights before. So your readiness levels, I mean, if you got a great big project coming in 2 days, or a presentation or sales pitch, those nights prior to the night before are just as important as the night before in terms of your sleep.
No, completely. And yeah, I would say that's the biggest factor that I see with you, is the sleep issue, because your job gets crazy and the travel is crazy, and it's got to be difficult. And I see a difference in you on, you know, the times of year when you're traveling more than say the off season. So let me ask you this. I want to expand upon this then. If there was anything that you could implement with your athletes, what would it be and why? Like
for
if
health?
there's for overall health and performance. If there's anything that you could make 18 to 21 year olds
I'm a big believer in sunshine and vitamin D. Mm-hmm. And it's really hard in West Virginia. And for 6 months out of the year to get that, I wish everybody could get 20, 30 minutes of sunshine a day.
It's freaking brutal. It's freaking brutal. It's worse than what I read a statistic. We get more rain and precipitation in West Virginia than Seattle. It's dark during like 6 months out.
So I mean, I wish that was something that was easier to get. And I think that's, in terms of your mental health, I think it's very important.
Okay.
We talk about that with our guys all the time, their mental health. So there's certain things you can do, like we said, the mindfulness stuff, the meditation. You're not going to get 18 to 21-year-old to meditate. You might get a couple, but
Phil Jackson might.
And
he was
the
a
float tank.
hippie
We
granola
try to get
guy.
our guys to do the float tank and the mindfulness there in terms of sensory deprivation. And some of them do, and they enjoy it. And others think it's just a nap, and they can get a nap anywhere. So, I mean, but to answer your question, sunshine. I wish it was easier just to get that sunshine.
Get them outside.
Make you feel better. And I mean, we're in a climate-controlled environment.
Yeah.
On a bus and on a plane and in a basketball gym all day, and it's hard to get that.
Yeah. That's not what I thought you'd say, but that's interesting.
There you go.
Yeah. Okay, so I think you had one last question. And then I think this one's an appropriate one to end on.
All right, if you could interview anyone on the WVU men's basketball staff or their wife, who would it be and why?
I'm going to tweak this question, and I've thought a lot about this. Question, but we are in a really I don't even know what the word is. In a really stressful pressure cooker time in our history. And so I have multiple people that I say that I would interview. And I would want to hear from every single one of our Black athletes and our Black coaches. And the reason being, I would want to know from them, A, what it's like growing up being Black men and women. B, the history of their family. And C, what I can do, what you can do, what white coaches and white teammates can do to help end this issue that's so incredibly awful, terrible, crazy, sad, infuriating. I could go on and on. But again, I did think a lot about this question, and I can't just pick one, but I would want to sit down with every single one of those young men and some of our coaches and some of their wives and hear their stories. And I would end by saying that I see you and I love you, and what can I do? What can I do?
And from my perspective, we revere these athletes. You see so many people pack into stadiums to see a guy in their uniform, and we put them on a pedestal, Black, white, or otherwise, and you see them and glorify them. But once you see them in street clothes, how are they any different? And I know these people, and I have relationships with our athletes, but it's just a shame that we can't look at each other and be appreciative of each other's differences and understand them,
right?
And uplift each other.
But I guess if there's anything that I've learned through this, and I've had conversations with Black friends of mine, and I've asked that question: what can I do? What can I do as a white person to remedy the situation? How can I help? And what I've learned the most is all anybody ever wants is to be heard. That's it. That's all anybody. They want to be heard and understood. And my struggle is different than their struggle. Just like I want people to understand my struggle, they want people to understand their struggle. And that's all anybody ever wants. It's very basic, simple human emotion is just being heard and understood. And obviously it's...
And know that someone's got your back.
Right. And I think when you talk about it in terms of being a team, because through the years, I mean, we've been close to many of the athletes, and many of which are Black young men. your family, black, white, or otherwise. When you're on that court, when you're in that gym, when you're on the bus and on the plane and in hotels, you guys are family. And it's hard to know that outside of that situation, some are treated different than others. And it's sad, and it's too much. But that's all I want to say on that. So that's my answer to that question. But I think that's a good place to stop, and that's all the questions you guys sent in. And if you listen to this and you want me to expand upon anything,
or if you want me to come back on the show,
if you want Josh to come back,
please review it and let her know.
Let me know. Give it a rating or a review, and let me know what you guys think. And
I'm happy to grill her with any questions you may have.
Yeah, you can go harder on me, guys, if you want. Like I said, I'm an open book, and Josh is pretty much an open book. I
put up walls.
Only with me. So, it was great, and if you want any other information from me, please reach out. You can find me on my Facebook page, Instagram, website, etc. So take care of each other, guys, and you will hear from me at the next show.